Good morning, Your Eminence.
Good morning, Father, and good morning, your group.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence, for this great opportunity you've granted us. Going straight to the point, while the Church was celebrating the World Communications Day yesterday, the Holy Father pulled a surprise on all of us by appointing Bishop Peter Onaiyekan among the 21 new cardinals created. What's your take on this?
Well, let's say the Pope Francis decided to communicate something important to us on this communications day. That he announced the creation of new cardinals is not a surprise. That we have been looking forward to it. The rumor mills in the Vatican have been talking that very soon the Pope is going to appoint new cardinals to fill the vacant positions and to practically say prepare for the possibilities of a new election. So the fact of announcing of new cardinals, 21 of them, is not a surprise. What may be a surprise is the people he chose. And our own is not even the only one that is of a great surprise. Our own is Peter Onaiyekan, the Bishop of Ekulobia. Ekulobia is a new diocese, about just 2 or 3 years old, and Peter himself is not a very old bishop. His diocese of Ekulobia is suffragan see to the province of Onitsha. So the Bishop of Ekulobia is suffragan to the Archbishop of Onitsha. So it is a pleasant surprise. A surprise, but a pleasant one. But I would say those of us who have been following Pope Francis, it shouldn't be for us a surprise in the sense that the man is full of surprises. He does not do things the way you normally. He does a lot of things in his own way. And now we know that the basic thing to know is that the choice of cardinals is a complete prerogative of the Holy Father. He alone makes up his mind who will be a cardinal. There's no process for how to prepare somebody to be a cardinal. We have a process for the appointment of bishops, but there's no process for the appointment of cardinals. You can say that the Pope can just wake up one morning and feel, oh, I think I want to make this man a cardinal, and that's it. Can fall in and make him a cardinal. So that is what we should do.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Eminence. That's quite instructive to know that there's no process really. It's the prerogative.
It's just the prerogative of the Holy Father.
Now, as you mentioned, Your Eminence, Archbishop Peter Onaiyekan is suffragan, the diocese is suffragan under Onitsha Archdiocese. How do we marry that a cardinal is now under an archbishop?
It depends on from what point of view. Canonically, Peter Cardinal Onaiyekan, as far as we know up to now, is still Bishop of Ekulobia.
Okay.
And the Bishop of Ekulobia is suffragan to the Archbishop of Onitsha. So from that point of view, when the bishops of Onitsha province meet, it is the Archbishop who is the chairman of the conference. And the Bishop of Ekulobia is just a member of the group like everybody else. But you can, this may give us opportunity also to stress that when you see that the diocese and the bishop is suffragan to an archbishop, it is not even a right. It is not right to say that the bishop is under the archbishop. Because strictly speaking, all the bishops are on their own. They are all under the pope. They are not under. Yes, they are not under the archbishop. There are some issues, but very well defined issues, in which the archbishop may have some kind of jurisdictional prerogative over the bishops in his diocese. And generally, for example, when the diocese is a serious problem, the Archbishop is expected to step in and do something in a way that other bishops may not have a canonical duty to do. They may have a duty in charity to go and help their brother bishops, but not a canonical duty to do so. So, because canonically it is a matter of the ecclesiastical province with the metropolitan archbishop as the leader. The new bishop, the new cardinal is still bishop of Colombia. He's not an archbishop, so he's still, from that point of view, canonically under the jurisdiction of the Archbishop of Onitsha.
So, going further, Your Eminence, liturgically,
as you can see, the way people have received the news of Onaiyekan being a cardinal, there is no doubt that when the Pope makes somebody a cardinal, he makes him one of his closest advisors. And the cardinal has a prestige within the church, which cannot be denied. Which may, for that reason, even within Onitsha province, and in fact, even within the Conference of Catholic Bishops of Nigeria, the Cardinal Onaiyekan has a dignity that is not canonical, but is there, and everybody will respect him. It would be, there is a tradition to give him that respect, like they have been given to Cardinal Onaiyekan all this while. Even though I don't even have a diocese to rule anymore, I'm just an emeritus archbishop. So that is the case with Onaiyekan. We shouldn't forget that there was also another bishop from Mongolia who was made a cardinal.
From Mongolia?
Yes. Okay. The bishop from Mongolia is a young bishop. The whole of Mongolia, we are told, they have only 1,400 Catholics. Not up to my Asokoro parish. And he has just 6 parishes. And the Pope has made him a cardinal. He's not even an archbishop. So from that point of view, Onaiyekan is much, much higher than that poor man from Mongolia. So that just shows that the Pope can do whatever he likes. Incidentally, the other bishop chosen as cardinal in Africa is from Ghana. And he too is the bishop of the Diocese of Wa, that is suffragan to the Archdiocese of Tamale.
Wow. Okay.
So it's more or less like the case of
wonderful. Have we had this type of arrangement in Nigeria in the past?
Oh yes, this is actually
where
the cardinal is the bishop. Yes, we have had it, although most Nigerians never remember it that way. The first cardinal in Nigeria is Cardinal Onaiyekan, or was Cardinal Onaiyekan. And when he was created a cardinal, he was Bishop of Ikotekpene, which is suffragan to the Archdiocese of Onitsha province. It was the province of Onitsha. And he remained there for many years as Bishop of Ikotekpene, Cardinal Bishop of Ikotekpene. There was no major problem. But already at that time, every bishop's conference, he was the man that received great respect and honor. Outside the church too, the cardinal receives a lot of respect. Most people believe that the cardinal is higher than all the other bishops. And they are not wrong to believe so. Because every cardinal has a direct responsibility of assistance to the Holy Father, and practically every cardinal is given a position in Rome to be a part of a congregation that are advising the Pope. Onaiyekan will soon be assigned to some.
That's great. Thank you very much, Your Eminence. Going further, we noticed that among those newly created was also a priest. Can a priest become a cardinal? Will he need to be made a bishop or archbishop before becoming cardinal? Or what happens in this
if we go the memory lane and go down in history, there was a time in history where even lay people were made cardinals by the popes. So that means then that again it shows how the Pope has full prerogative to decide whomever he likes to make a Pope. But that era of lay cardinals is gone by. And from then on, it has always been generally bishops. But not only Pope Francis, Pope John Paul II did appoint lay priests as cardinal. For example, one cardinal in Fordham University in New York, again a Jesuit.
Okay.
He was a great theologian. Pope John Paul II made him a cardinal. He never became a bishop. He remained an American. Just the name just escaped me now. Yeah. So he remained a priest and still a cardinal. Yeah. The case I remember very well of a priest that was made a cardinal by Pope John Paul II and who was about to be made a bishop is Hans Urs von Balthasar, a Swiss theologian whom John Paul II had a very high regard for. This is an old theologian who already some of his books dated back to the 1940s. We used to be together in the theological commission, so I know him very well. By the time he was created a cardinal, he was in his 90s. And he was preparing to be ordained a bishop before receiving the red cap. And the Lord God took him. He died. I'm told that when he was being buried, he was buried with his red paraphernalia of a cardinal, even though he had not received it directly from the Pope. That's just Pope Francis created another, again a Jesuit professor of scripture, a professor of scripture in the Biblical Institute. He taught me briefly. I know him very well. He's an old man. He too was made a cardinal beyond 80 years of age, and but he was consecrated a bishop and given the red card. Wow. So now we have the case of my friend Irlandia, an Italian, also a Jesuit, and a canonist in Gregorian University. He is over 80, and the Pope has made him a cardinal. Whether he will become a bishop before then, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he will be made a bishop first, because the consistory for the creation of the cardinals is fixed for the end of August, so there's plenty of time to prepare for that. So that is the situation that we have now. So far, all the Reverend Fathers, non-bishops, who have been made cardinals have always been like more or less senior Reverend Fathers, and that they making the choice and appointment of them as cardinal is like an honorary business.
Thank you very much, Eminence. Thank you, Eminence. There seem to be different levels, should we say, or titles of cardinals. We hear cardinal deacon, cardinal priest.
That's an area where most people are absolutely ignorant. But because it doesn't make any difference. When the cardinals line up on a big occasion with all their red paraphernalia, nobody knows any difference. And people don't realize that we are lined up according to our ranks. People don't know. But just like people don't know when
we start watching out for
when priests normally, I don't know, we no longer observe it here. But even here in Nigeria, when the bishops are lined up for procession, we're supposed to respect the different seniority.
They do.
We do.
I can.
Yes. A bishop, you know who is in front of you.
Yes, you know
who's at your back.
Who came before you.
Yeah, so you go there, you see a bishop running quickly to go to his room where he belongs. Now, the same thing among cardinals. There are three grades of cardinals. Cardinal deacons, cardinal priests, and cardinal bishops. The normal cardinals are cardinal priests, and these are cardinals who have been appointed in their dioceses. If you are in your diocese and they appoint you a cardinal in your diocese, you are normally a cardinal priest.
So will Cardinal Onaiyekan be cardinal priest now?
He will be a cardinal priest.
So what are cardinal deacons?
Cardinal deacons are rather those who have been made cardinals because of their job in the Holy See. Like somebody is a prefect of the congregation.
Okay.
But he had
in the Vatican.
In the Vatican.
Okay.
And it was while he was there, he's created a cardinal because of his role there. They are all cardinal deacons. For example, when we line up, my brother, Cardinal Sarah, who became a cardinal because he was first German, he was prefect of congregation for divine worship. He's a cardinal deacon. But meanwhile, there's also a movement, there's a possibility to climb up the ladder. Cardinal Arinze started in Rome as a cardinal deacon because he didn't become a cardinal in Onitsha. It was when he came to Rome to head the title of pro-president. He had the title of pro-president of the secretary of the Council for Interreligious Dialogue. He was called pro-president because normally the president should be a cardinal. And for as long as he was just an archbishop, his title was pro-president. And the earliest opportunity that the Pope did got cardinals, he was slotted in.
So he became a president ipso facto.
Yes, and then they removed the pro. He's now full president. And he started as a cardinal deacon. And I remember he used to be very proud of his diaconate because cardinal deacons, on big occasions, normally they choose two of them to flank from among the cardinal deacons to flank the Pope.
Wonderful.
And they wear dalmatic. They wear the dalmatic of deacons. And he used to
be a deacon than
he used to make fun of it and say, today I had my duty, my right as a deacon and dressed fully. He used to be very proud of it. Then as time went on, as he stood to say, was long in the service of the Holy See. He was promoted to the cardinal priest. And in fact, towards the end, he became one of the very few. Now there used to be only 6 of them. He's now a cardinal bishop. Yes.
So there are only 6 of cardinal bishops.
There used to be only 6 cardinal bishops. He was one of them before he retired. Yes. So, but again, like I said, now that you know, when you see us lined up, you know. You see, those who are in front are the cardinal deacons, and we be lying behind cardinal priests, and the few of them cardinal bishops. And even theoretically, we should line up according to our age, according to when we were created. Cardinals.
Thank you very much, Eminence. Now we know, and I'm sure our viewers have know that. But there is a last question I believe is on the mind of our viewers on this very topical issue, the cardinalates in the church in Nigeria. What is the present composition of the number of cardinals like? And how many are eligible for the conclave? How many are expected to actually form that gathering?
I was reading through some things, these statements, these publications from the Holy See. If I'm not mistaken, we now have more than 250 cardinals all over the world. Many of them are retired, meriting above 80. Of these 200 and something cardinals, only 130 of them are under 80 and are therefore eligible for the conclave. But when they call a consistory, which is a gathering of the cardinals to advise the Pope, every cardinal is invited.
Okay.
For example, the Pope has fixed a consistory for Monday and Tuesday after the 27th, when he will create the new cardinals. Now, I have not received my invitation, but since it has been announced, we all have to get ready to be in Rome. Even if the Pope had not called a consistory of the cardinals, I would have gone to support my younger brother.
That's right.
To support my younger brother in the whole occasion of his being created as a cardinal from Nigeria. Right now, with Okpaleke, we have now 4 of us, Nigerian cardinals. And of the 4 of us, 2 of us are still under 18, me for a while. Another 2 years I will be out too. The other 2, Arinze and Ogoje, are more than 18. So they are not part of the conclave, if any conclave should arise now. Yes, Ogoje is about 86 or so. And this year, end of the year, I have an invitation already to come to nature for the 90th birthday of Cardinal Onaiyekan. All of them are cardinals, but once you are above 80, you are no longer eligible for the conclave.
But they can attend the consistory.
You will not attend the consistory.
And
if you go to Rome during the conclave, you can hang around and pray for those who are inside.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that I'm very happy that Nigeria has another cardinal. I have been looking forward to it. Because the way it was until now, I was the only cardinal in Nigeria who is still able to go for the conclave. And we believe that Nigeria needs more than 1, maybe 3, we don't know yet. Now, in 2 years' time, I would have crossed the 80-year line and I would join the rest of the emeriti. And then those who are over 80, those of who are still alive. By then, maybe another 1 or 2 more cardinals from Nigeria will emerge. But what we now know is there was a time when we used to be able to predict who would be cardinal.
Okay.
We used to be able to know that it is the senior archbishops, generally in the most important sees, episcopal sees, who become cardinals. And in fact, we had a situation of so-called cardinal sees, meaning there are archdioceses. Once you are there, appointed as archbishop, get ready for the next consistory. Your name will feature as a cardinal.
That's what we were expecting you.
That is how it used to be. In a way that, for that reason, what would have expected Lagos. Lagos had a cardinal.
Yes.
So the cardinal is now over 80. So he should be replaced by his successor. But Francis is not operating that way at all. Not only in Nigeria. There are many archdioceses abroad that have a tradition of cardinals who have not been. Those archbishops have been there. Meanwhile, they will pick somebody else from a village diocese. It's a predilection for what they call the peripheries. So I congratulate my brother, Peter, Cardinal Onaiyekan, and may God bless him.